Hey you guys, how's it going? I've decided to revisit the crash analysis. We've called this scenario 2 because, well, it's different to what I thought actually happened. You see, about a month after I had my incident, when I had the courage and the capacity, I guess, to ask my friend who witnessed the accident, I asked him, what did he see? What happened? Tell me, please. What happened? What did you see? And explain to me what he saw. So he did, and he told me a few things. One particular thing that I was really not happy with, and that's why I've been left a little bit, I guess, flabbergasted over the last few months. So in this video I want to tell you what happened in his words. Well, probably not so much in his words, but the way he saw it. And this led me to now analyze with the data that I've got and the audio recording that I've got to actually look at this more closely, because I really need to know what happened. Well, yeah, we're going to look at this in detail, and first of all I want to show you what I've been up to. How's that? That's only part of the job done. Hello. Hello. And yeah, it's coming along. So it is possible to re-shine these things. While I've got some time, I thought I might as well have a go, and sure enough, she's going to come up like brand new. There's 2 of those to do, and they're coming along quite nicely. But why are we here? So I want to tell you what my friend saw and explain it. First of all, we'll watch the video. Let's do that now. This is an animation because, let me first explain something. I've had a few questions. Why don't I show you what happened in the video? I have. I explained something in a few videos before the accident, actually, with these cameras. I'm using this camera now, actually, a GoPro Hero 10. And I believe it also is the same for the Hero 8s, maybe the 7s, and the Hero 9s, and maybe even the 6s and the 5s. I don't know. This is up to you. If you own one, check it out. But if you have a fully charged battery in your camera, to fly and film for 3 hours, for example, you know your battery's going to go flat. So you put it on external power. Plugging in external power doesn't solve the problem if the battery's fully charged, because these cameras will actually use the battery first, and once the battery goes flat, it shuts down, regardless of whether or not there's external power on the camera. So I had this camera plugged in to external power, and the way you get around the problem of the battery is you remove it. So I didn't have a camera battery in this camera. This is actually the camera that I crashed with. It's got a couple of marks on it, but it survived the crash, as you can see. So as soon as I had impact with the ground, the power disconnected from the camera, and that means that anything that was in the buffer of the camera but not yet written to the memory card was lost. And that's why the video that you've already seen ends where it ends. There is no more. There's nothing else. Okay, so I hope that clarifies it. I would show you everything if I had it. In a way, I'm glad I don't have it, but it would also possibly be nice. It would probably just be a big mess anyway. But having said that, the result of my incident has left me with a lot of gaps in my memory of what happened. All I remember happening, and I'll show you these images. Let's watch the video first. So as you can see, I'm making the approach.
Orchid Beach traffic, trike 6340, short final, 31, full stop, Orchid Beach.
And the approach is stabilised, and right up until this point I was good to go. Everything looked good, the windsock was okay, and then I got pushed to the left and the wingtip went down, and then the trees, I thought trees, so I straightened it out, got it sorted, and then I proceeded to land. Now you'll notice that I dipped before landing and then pitching up again and then crashing. So all I saw during that whole thing was the approach. All I remember, what I saw is something I don't remember. Let's put it that way. I saw trees. I corrected for trees. Then immediately I saw blue sky. I corrected for blue sky by pulling the nose down. Then all I remember is green grass rushing at me and the beginning of the impact. It's all I've got. My memory doesn't even have the full story. I don't remember the full correction of the pulling it back to the right. I don't remember the pitching back down and seeing the horizon and lining back up with the runway. All I remember is trees, blue sky, green grass, impact. And then I woke up. So asking my mate the story, what did he tell me? He said, I came in hot. And I went, yeah, that's probably a good thing because that means I had airspeed to control any kind of turbulence and have control of the aircraft, you know, to prevent a stall. He said, you bounced off the ground. And I went, I did not. And he said, yeah, you did. And I went, I don't think so. I thought it must be his angle of view. It must be where he's viewing it from. He's got it wrong. Surely he's got this wrong. I do not remember hitting the ground. And then he said, you pitched up and I was waiting for you to power on and go around, and it never came. And then the next thing he saw was I was in a dive and I hit the ground and smashed. And that's how it finished. And I went, I did not hit the ground. So I decided last week to actually have a look at everything again and run this scenario through the audio recording that I've got with the data telemetry that I've got and see if it fits in terms of timing. So all the timing marks in that video animation you just saw, let's have a look at it in slow motion again. And let's stop it as we go. So here, you'll see the approach, you'll see the trees on the left, and then I correct. Once I've corrected, there's a sound before I see the blue sky. It's like, ugh. And I just thought that was me struggling with the wing to try and pitch it back down, or I don't know. But it kind of matches with maybe me vocally responding to bouncing off the ground. Okay, maybe. And then I'll turn the volume up here. Listen to this. You can hear me struggling with the wing. Okay, and I'm fighting this thing, obviously. And I do have a little bit of a memory of trying to do that, but I just don't remember anything else. And then the next thing you know, I'm seeing blue sky. And I remember saying pitch down, prevent the stall. So pitch down, nose down. And then the next thing I see is the green grass, and I'm trying to control and correct, and there's nothing I can do. The aircraft starts to turn right in a dive, and then I hit the ground, and I hear the first part of the word bang, just bang, and then I wake up. I turn off the fuel, I turn off the master switch, and I can't get out. I've got a dislocated left arm, and I can't unstrap the helmet cable. And I managed to get the helmet off, and I managed to get the gloves off. I don't remember taking the helmet or the balaclava off that I wear. I do remember taking the gloves off, and I do remember turning off the fuel and the master key switch. So in a nutshell, the data, the telemetry, if you had a look at that, let's have another look. Let's play it slow. You'll see as it approaches what the telemetry is saying. The altitude, the lowest altitude that I get to in the telemetry is actually the same height as the threshold of the runway. That to me suggests I did hit the runway, and I bounced off again, because then you see I go back to 79 feet from 73 feet. You'll also notice that in that last second before impact, my descent rate, I put that in. Have a look at this. So now have a look at the descent rates in feet per second. I'm kind of descending at 30 feet per second, 20 feet per second, somewhere in there. And then at the last second before the impact of the lowest altitude, I'm descending at 36 feet per second in that 1 second. And that's where I think I've hit wind shear, and I've been dropped hard onto the runway, and I've bounced back into the air. And I don't recall any of that, but the data suggests that's what's happened. Even though I had airspeed, even maybe not enough airspeed. So it comes back to that theory. Was there a thermal kicking off inland that dragged air in across the runway into a crosswind scenario that rotated over the top of the cliff onto the runway, forcing me into wind shear and then crashing? That's all I can say. That's all I've got for this video. I hope you can see what I'm saying, and love to hear your comments again. But this looks like we've got vocal audio backup, telemetry backup, and an eyewitness account. I'd say that's what's happened. I don't remember much of it at all. I don't know what I could have done better still. I don't know if coming in faster would have helped. Probably would have. But this, I'm even questioning now if I had some sort of a medical episode. I mean, I doubt it. I think it was just the trauma of the impacts, 2 of them. And it's left me with blank memory and some of those gaps, you know, with those gaps. All right, this has been a special edition. I hope you've appreciated it, and we are continuing on with the rebuild of Sparkles. Still waiting to hear from the factory and about parts. As I said, the deposit's been paid, the parts have been ordered. I'm waiting for a wing to be manufactured, and there'll be some delay with doing that, and hopefully we should see the parts arrive early in the new year, and we will then commence the actual reconstruction of Sparkles. And there's some, very shortly, there's some upcoming videos which will show you the dismantling process and what we've been checking as we've gone along, and the engine start and all that sort of thing, and just to see if everything's going to work properly, make sure my wiring's going to work properly, investigating how I can get the instrument panel made. Like, I've got to get the holes cut, they've got to be neat and tidy. I'm going to get some powder coating redone, just to tidy up some of the suspension work. And while we're doing that, we'll be, before we powder coat anything, of course, we'll be inspecting those components. So it's coming along, guys, and appreciate your patience. This will be an interesting build, and we are attempting to resurrect Sparkles to fly again in the very near future. Oh, another little thing, the next video coming out, the next special edition, we'll call these special editions, I went flying again on the weekend in a motor glider, so stay tuned for that one coming soon. All right, that's enough. Bye for now.